listening to New Roads, New Rules, the podcast where women come together to navigate life's big transitions with honesty, humor, and a whole lot of heart. Here are your hosts, Sandi and Terri. Real women, real talk, and ready to ride.
But you're my bestie for life. Yeah, you're the family I choose. Yeah, you. The best till the end. We can get through this together.
All right, welcome to season 4 finale of New Roads, New Rules.
Yay! Guys,
can you believe it?
We did it. I can't believe it.
Right. And not only is it season 4 finale, you guys, it is 1 year that we've been doing this. Like 1 year ago, we dropped our first...
1 year to the date, right?
Or almost 1 year. A couple days.
Okay.
It was April 15th last year, and today, Tuesday, because we drop on Tuesdays, it's the 13th of April today.
Wow.
So it is unbelievable, right?
It is unbelievable. That is amazing. It's been a year of unlearning the rules we didn't even know we were following. Today, we're celebrating by doing things a little differently.
Yep.
We're pulling back the curtain, hearing from you, and setting some brand new rules for year 2.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
Cannot wait. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So to kick things off, we're looking at how much the road has actually changed under our feet.
Yeah.
Terri,
Yes.
when we sat down to record episode 1 a year ago, which was actually hysterical to listen to now.
I know.
What is the one thing you're doing now that you never thought you would?
Well, first of all, the podcast.
Yes.
Like, when you say, like,
Right.
I think for both of us, right? Like,
Right. It's a shocker that we're still doing this, right?
Well, and it's a shocker that we're doing it all. Like, it's funny because over the course of the year, we
Right.
have run into people who have listened to the podcast, like have
Yeah.
actually listened to the podcast. And I remember being at a, fest over the summer with you, and somebody's just like, "Oh my God, I can't, you guys are the ones on the podcast." And I'm like,
Yeah.
who is she talking to? Like,
That was
somebody here? Like, and she's actually talking about us. And like,
Yeah.
so things like that, like I'm floored about.
that was crazy, right?
Right?
I know, me too. I can't even, I think we share that because it's
Yes.
just, it's so much fun. It's been so therapeutic for both of us.
Yes.
And yet we have other people listening, and that's the thing that surprises me every day.
Right. Like, and people like commenting to us and telling us, and I'm just like, they are really out there. Like,
Yeah. They're really listening.
they're really listening to
And I
us.
wonder what I said.
I know.
Right? Because we get into our tangents and then I forget. Like,
I
oh,
do
no.
too. Like, I don't remember
Right.
because I just get caught up in the conversation.
So-
But on a personal note, outside of that shared one,
Yeah.
one thing I'm doing now that I never thought I would be doing a year ago is I'm coding AI chatbots. Like, I've taken courses, I've gotten certified, and I'm like coding like
Yeah.
at 55.
That's amazing.
I'm
Well,
like,
we are Gen X. We could do anything.
we could
so.
do anything. So,
Yeah.
but that is one thing that I am shocked about.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have to say, I mean, this year has been such a crazy, unnormal year for me. So
Yep.
it's a hard one to pick just one thing. But
Right.
I would say that this year, I feel overall just better at setting boundaries. I feel like myself again. I've found my independence and also like the old me, you know? And now I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not saying, yes to things just to make other people happy. I'm not trying to go out there and date if I know I'm not ready.
Right.
I'm setting my boundaries because I know what I need for my own mental health and sanity. Right. And
Right.
so I do think that I'm proud of myself. I didn't fall into like unhealthy habits or,
Right.
I feel like I've taken really good care of myself through all of this.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
have.
let's mention the support system, but I know we're going to talk a lot about that because that's what this whole podcast is about. But I think in that support system, that did allow me to just do better for myself, you know?
Right. No, I agree. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very proud of everything that you've been going through and getting through it. I know you can.
Same back at you, by the way, because learning how to code is not an easy thing that you're doing on your own. So. Well,
I mean, just in general, like life comes at you, you know, and sometimes at a lightning speed, right? And it's just, you know, I'm very happy and very grateful and very proud of both of us. Very proud of both of us.
Yes.
So let's keep going. So now we try to keep it professional for you guys. I mean, Sandi tries harder than I do because I will drop the F-bomb no matter what. But let's be real. I mean, this whole year has been a learning curve for both of us, right?
Right. For sure. I mean, it's been a vertical climb some days. I mean, we talk a lot about fame, filters, and fake lives. So in the spirit of being 100% real, we have to share the behind the scenes mess, I feel.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, we have recorded entire things and not gotten, like, it didn't record anything because the mic wasn't working or the internet was down, or the days I'm recording and my puppy decides to be a surprise guest, or you hear my older dog snoring in the background.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and I do have to give a little shout out to our sound person, because he has covered a lot of our shit up and made us sound better than what we really are.
Yeah, shout out to him. He is amazing, and he's a huge support to us. And he also knows when we're just being so goofy, you know, that he has to listen hard to make sure he's making it sound good for us.
Or just leaving us being goofy because he knows it will go well in the podcast. You know, so shout out to him because my guy, especially with the mic stuff and the because that was a learning curve.
Yeah. So in season 1, you guys will hear, like, you know, we didn't necessarily have the right equipment, and so there were definitely times. I remember our first guest. Was it our first guest? No. Yes, where I was sitting in a hotel room trying to record without a proper mic, and it just sounded terrible. But,
what about our first recording? First of all, you're sick as a dog, and me, I think I was recording with the microphone backwards, so it sounded like I was in a tunnel. Yes. I mean,
and I said this on other episodes, so there's no secret here, but like literally, we cut and re-recorded and cut and re-recorded so many times that we lost track of what ended up in the actual version that we put out, right? It was so crazy.
It was so crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's just let it go. I mean, because again, you guys, like us doing this, like, even though we are talking here, I'm the only one in my dining room right now. Sandi's the only one in her office, but now we're like talking and I'm like so nervous. I'm talking the first episode. Now I'm like,
The first episode, I was like trying really hard to be factual and like bring the research, you know what I mean? And
although you still do that, you are very good about that.
Not as like it was at the beginning, but now I'm like, oh yeah, we'll just talk through that. Let's wing it. Let's just swing it. And I mean, we just start talking, and we would make a mistake, and we'd like, no, stop. We're going to stop and start over. Now we're just like, fuck it, just keep going. Just leave it in there. It's fine.
It's fine.
How many times did I flub my lines? I mean, you know, like I'm just trying to talk, and I'm like,
for sure.
I didn't know how many times I said for sure. I say it all the time, and I even say it in my real life. And it wasn't until I heard myself back on some of these episodes where I was like, why am I saying that so much? Now I just run with it. And now when I say it I say it at work sometimes, and I'm like, oh man, like people are going to, she always says for sure. Like, yeah.
I forgot what it was that I would say all the time.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know,
I still do that. You know.
Yeah, it's funny. And then there were times when I just had some facts wrong. Like I got so busy talking and so excited about the subject that I said the absolute wrong thing. So I'm going to call it out right now. Okay. So the first one was on the travel solo episode. I started talking about bungeeing, and I was talking about Costa Rica, and I somehow just transitioned into New Zealand, which is where I went bungee jumping at AJ Hackett's bridge, where the whole thing started. And I was talking about Costa Rica when I started talking about it. But I was so excited about the subject that I messed that up. And then there was another episode where I said the wrong name of a band. It was that song I See Red. See, I almost forgot it again. I See Red, and I forgot what I called the band, but the band's name is Everybody Loves an Outlaw. In case anybody was wondering, I did realize that I said something about an outlaw, but I did the wrong thing. But anyway, so I sometimes hear it back and I'm like, oh my gosh, they think I'm an idiot, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we both have said things that I just start talking. I don't even realize what I'm talking about afterwards. Like I've had people like, oh, I just heard, I'm like, I don't even know what I said. Like,
right. Yes. That's the other thing. I'm like, oh, you listened to that? And then I'll want to go back and listen to it. So what did I say in that episode? Well, I mean, here's the thing. Everything that I say is me and truthful. So like, I'm trying not to care, but like if somebody from work's listening, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Did I curse? I don't know.
See, that's where I just don't give a fuck. But I have to giggle because when you did realize you said the wrong place for the zip lining, I was like, oh, it's fine. No, you were so upset.
I was mortified because I'm a travel person. So to get my countries mixed up, what the hell?
I'm like, it's fine. It's fine.
Like it would have been more factual if I had it scripted and I was actually doing a travel podcast.
But yes, we've had so many things in the background. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the dogs. Like if you go back to hear
snoring dog.
Yes.
You can hear her. You can hear
some
her.
of the episodes in the background, you just hear this loud snoring in the background. And and then the puppy will bring over and squeak and, she'll want to play and whatever. Like, I'm like, oh, forget.
And I know we're not on camera. I mean, honestly, you guys, at some point we might want to do it on camera just because some of the faces we make at each other is hysterical. And whenever I would hear the squeaky toy, I would see Terri pick up a toy and whip it at the dog.
I have books on my desk. I was throwing books just stop.
And then you would go, and then you would say something like, "Oh, so back on the subject." And I'm like, "What the hell?" And I can't even stop laughing.
I'm throwing things across the room. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, we can't go on the camera.
So,
the big one's gotten up right now, folks, and she's heading over. So
she will be snoring any minute now. We will point it out. We'll point it out to you. But I do think through it all, even though even in the least professional ones, you have stuck with us. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Through all of the bumps in the road, you guys have kind of been loyal and stuck with us, and we cannot say thank you enough. But I have to say, one of the best parts of this year has been you, the fans. We've been checking the messages, and honestly, you guys are the reason we keep showing up.
Yes, absolutely. And we wanted to shout out to a few of you who are out there rewriting your own rules. And share some of your stories that you've shared with us.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to share one from the main character moment, which, by the way, was one of my favorite episodes this season. I don't know why we got the giggles right at the beginning and we could not stop. But here's a message from Sarah. From Chicago, actually. Hi, Terri and Sandi. After listening to the episode on main character energy, I finally stopped waiting for permission to live my life. I booked a solo trip to the coast last weekend, something I've wanted to do for 10 years, but always felt guilty about. I ate dinner alone, watched the sunset, and realized I'm not extra. I'm just finally present. Thank you for the push.
Oh, that's sweet.
I love that.
I hope she really enjoyed her trip because that's great. That is fantastic.
It's so good for your soul to do that.
Right?
Yeah. Here's another one. The polite exhaustion resignation. So the anti-bucket list idea is a lifesaver. I officially added volunteering for the PTA bake sale to mine. Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, my gosh. I remember those days.
Yeah, we should have them. You should use the cookie dough that we have from Deutsch. Anyway,
exactly.
I've done it for 6 years out of obligation and hated every second. Oh,
yeah.
Not doing that anymore. I finally said no this week and the world didn't end.
Exactly.
I know. I used the Saturday morning to actually sleep in and read a book. I'm done with polite exhaustion. I love that.
I love that, Marcy. Good for you.
Oh my God.
Good for you.
By the way, I hate baking and I ate all that cookie dough raw, just so you know.
Yeah, I never baked it.
I mean, I didn't eat it all at once, just so
we're
I still
clear. Have some. It's good. Yeah. No, I never baked it. But I have a couple now. The starting over shout out.
Okay.
This is from Anna. I'm 54 and just started my first day of photography certification program. I spent 30 years in accounting. Oh, God love you. And I was terrified people would think I was having a crisis. But listening to you guys reminded me that starting over isn't a failure, it's a pivot. I'm the oldest in my class and I've never felt more energized.
I cannot. I love that so
I love
much.
that. But I do have to say, Anna, I am right there with you because I did kind of the same thing back in my 40s. And I am so proud of you. I switched from business and went and got my cosmetology license. I was 40 years old. I started on my 40th birthday. I was the oldest in the class, but I've earned a lot off of that certification and that licensing and all of that. So good for you. And I hope that your photography business just flies.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. Go for it.
Right?
You got this.
All right. Another one we've got. This one's from Elena, and it's about the body stuff realization. It's to me. Terri, when you talked about becoming emotionally attached to your throw blanket, I felt seen. I recently had a full-blown argument with my husband because he moved my chair in the living room by 3 inches. Getting older means finding joy in the small, specific things we control. Thanks for making me feel less cranky and more discerning.
I love that. Is good. I love that.
That is funny.
Okay, so we have 2 more stories to share. Last week we asked listeners to end
your favorite.
I know. So I'm just going to read one, and then you can read one. But
all right.
We asked them to send their Someday Eulogy.
Yes.
And here are a couple. So this one's the Gourmet Chef Ghost. Okay. So dear Terri and Sandi, I am officially burying my someday dream of becoming a gourmet home chef. Which I can't believe I'm reading this because I was like, oh, why would you dream that? No, I'm just kidding, you guys. I love people that love to cook.
I know.
I have owned a high-end professional grade sous vide machine. What's a sous vide machine?
Sous vide. It's a machine. It's kind of like boil in a bag. I want to say it has something to do with boiling the food.
Oh, okay.
Neither one of us are chefs, so
no. So sorry. I'm so sorry, Brenda. Okay, so
yeah.
I'll start over. So I have owned a high-end professional grade sous vide machine for 4 years. It is still in the box.
See, there you go. She's with us on that.
I know. Every time I see it in the pantry, it whispers to me, why aren't we making duck confit? I can't say. Confit. But the truth is, I don't want to make duck confit. I want to eat a taco and go for a walk. So wait, these people are cracking me up.
I know.
So I am donating the machine and bearing the guilt. I am not a chef. I am a woman who likes simple meals and extra free guilt.
Time.
I know. Can we just start this one over? Dear
No,
God.
keep going.
Listen, these are the bloopers.
These are the bloopers right here, people, live.
The problem is this one's written in such a small font, and I'm blind. Okay, so extra free time. So may my inner gourmet chef rest in peace, or at least find a new home at the thrift shop. Brenda from Ohio, I love you, and I'm so sorry I messed that whole thing up. Brenda from Ohio is no longer a listener after today.
She's never writing in again, or at least going to ask, can you not have Sandi read it?
I mean, my whole eyesight just went, literally I saw stars trying to read that. Why is that so small?
I don't know.
Brenda, get a bigger font, Brenda. I'm just teasing. Oh, I'm just teasing. Please. I don't mean anything by it.
Hi, Roadies. Terri here. Let's talk. If you've been listening, you know I've been on a weight loss journey for about 1.5 years now, and I've kept the weight off. But I'm not gonna lie, the sweet cravings, they are real and they don't care how committed you are. That's why I'm obsessed with Deutsch snacking dough. It is literally cookie dough that I eat with a spoon, right out of the jar. No baking, no waiting, just me and a spoon, and my snack craving is handled. And here's the part that makes me feel really good about it. It's got 3 times the protein, 50% less sugar, and 20% fewer carbs than regular cookie dough. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, plant-based, made with real ingredients like chia seeds, flax seeds, and pea protein. And it actually tastes good. Can you bake it into cookies? Absolutely. But I am just a spoon out of the jar kind of girl, and I am not apologizing for it. A spoonful or 2, and I am genuinely satisfied. So head over to deutschfoods.com, that's DOICHFOODS.com, and use our code NRNR20 for 20% off your order. Your sweet tooth will thank you, and so will your macros.
Our last letter in is the skydiving superwoman. We really should have swapped stories here, Sandi.
Right, this one's in a bigger font too.
Right.
But, okay, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and read it?
Okay, let me add it. All right. Hey guys, I am here to officially mourn my dream of skydiving for my 50th birthday. When I was 22, I thought jumping out of a plane was the ultimate sign of being fearless. I've carried that goal like a badge of honor for 3 decades. But last week, I looked at a video of a tandem jump and my knees literally started aching just from watching. I realized I don't actually want the adrenaline. I just want the reputation of being someone who would do it. Today, I'm choosing to be fearless in a different way by admitting I'd much rather stay on the ground with a cocktail and a solid pair of orthopedic shoes.
Yes.
Rest in peace, skydiving Sarah. You were brave in your 20s, but you're smarter in your 50s.
Oh my gosh. Well, you just had to show off in reading that, but I do love that. Sarah, I love that story. Although I have kind of the opposite opinion because I like the adrenaline, but I love that you put that to rest for yourself.
Yes. I am.
I also do
like
comfortable
with that.
I do like a cocktail on the ground too.
Right. I do too. I'm not going to argue that. So guys, if you are listening and you've made a change this year, big or small, you're the heartbeat of our show, right? So let us know what changes you've made. We'd love to cheer you on.
Right. And if you want to share your story with all of our listeners, we would love to have you on. You can message us at newroadsnewrules@gmail.com and we can set something up.
Absolutely. I mean, the more, the merrier. We'd love to get more guests on for season 5, right?
Yes, for sure.
All right. So let's move on. The anti-bucket list. We talked about this in one of our episodes.
Yeah.
And usually people celebrate anniversaries by making a list of what they want to do. But for this season finale, we're making an anti-bucket list.
Right. So these are the things we are officially leaving behind in year one. We are never, ever doing these things again.
I love this one. For me, I'm opting out of the I will be happy when scenario.
Yeah.
I am not waiting for the weight to drop or the house to be perfect to start living. There are things that I always, say, oh, I'll wait and I'll be happier when this finally happens or that finally happens.
Yeah.
But I want to be more present in the moment and being happy with where I'm at.
Agree. But number one for me, though, is I'm done with the polite exhaustion, right? I'm not saying yes to things just to avoid a 10-second awkward conversation. I don't need to be in a room with people, with everyone, right? Like I'm going to be more choosy who I'm in the room with. I have done a really good job this year of surrounding myself with people that I want to spend time with, that have similar aspirations or values, or just are fun to be around, depending on, the day. Right. And also I don't mind sitting alone. I've learned that a lot this year.
Me too. That's both of us. Because technically I'm not completely empty nester, but pretty much I'm 90%. And so learning to be alone and enjoying it, I've actually enjoyed it a lot.
Oh my gosh, I started reading again. I'm in a book club now. I am loving every minute of it. Like just having the time to kind of just escape into somebody else's life.
Right.
It's
or decompress just on your own without things coming still at you and whatever. It's great. It is absolutely great.
So moving on to the friendship audit, right? So Terri, before we wrap this year up, I wanted to talk about us. Right?
Yes.
I know. We've spent a lot of time talking about support systems, but this podcast has changed our friendship, hasn't it?
I think it has a little. We've had to be more vulnerable with each other, more so than we've ever been, I think. And I wasn't expecting that, I guess.
No, right. And what's the biggest new rule we've had to create for our friendship to make this work, do you think?
I think the biggest rule has been for us to be proactively honest with each other.
Yeah.
In fact, that, we decided early on that this ever starts feeling like it's heavy lifting or just another item to be on a stressful to-do list, we have to speak up with each other, right? Set our boundaries. And, we both have so much going on outside of talking on these microphones.
Right.
And the rule is that when one of us feels overwhelmed, we can't just try to power through in silence. We have to talk to each other outside, off the mic, and talk with each other. I think that's how we've been able to actually support each other and get through these episodes and record new episodes across the finish line without feeling burnt out over this.
Oh, for sure. And I feel like, it's been a nice teamwork environment because, when one of us is having a bad day, then the other one kind of picks up the slack. And so I'm just super grateful for that. And it does start with honesty. But most importantly, we made a pact, right? This has to stay fun.
Absolutely.
And the moment it feels like work or a chore is the moment we've lost the plot.
Right.
We do this because we love the conversation, and keeping that fun first boundary is what ensures we still love doing this a year from now.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. I think that has been one of the best things we've done. Right.
Yeah. And I think, remember we both had a bad day on the same day. Do you remember that? And we were going to record, and we literally talked for an hour on here before we hit record, just to build each other up and start having fun with it. Right?
Yes, exactly. Although you guys, somehow we end up having an hour long conversation before we hit record almost all the time, just catching up and whatnot. And some of it's
we
really
just
funny.
We just saw each other 2 days ago, and we still had an hour.
And I'm and the conversations, some of them are just off the wall. And I'm oh, we should have been recording that.
I'm not ready for all that yet. I mean,
Me
maybe.
neither.
We'll
Not
get
completely
there.
reality TV or radio or podcast yet.
Yeah, we're not that comfortable yet, but we will be. I think
Yes.
we will be. We're just the trajectory we're heading towards. So.
Right. So our next segment is our, it wouldn't be a finale with our signature segment, our rule of the week.
And now it's time for the rule of the week.
But today is a special one.
Right. This is the 1-year anniversary rule of the week, and it's a big one.
Yep. Rule number 48, the road is the actual destination.
Yeah. I mean, we spent 48 weeks thinking we were headed somewhere, but the real magic happened in the messy middle, right? In the conversations, in the laughs, in the community we're still building together.
Yeah. What's your rule for next season? How about stop looking for the finish line and just look at how far you've already traveled? And I think that's huge, right?
Agree. 1,000% agree.
Like just stop and smell the roses, and also, pat yourself on the back for the things that you have accomplished. I'm patting us on the back for
Yes.
a whole year. I still can't get over.
I know. I can't either. Well, there's more to come, right? So,
Right. Exactly.
So thank you all for an incredible first year. We're taking a short break to gear up for season 5, right?
Yeah.
But we'll be back soon with more stories, more laughs, and more new rules.
Yep, we're going to air our top 2 episodes from season 4 for the next couple weeks. So that way we can gather our thoughts and put things together for season 5 and start getting that all organized. And then we will start season 5, and we are looking forward to seeing you on that next new road ahead.
Absolutely, you
All
guys.
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
But you're my bestie for life.